How to make a presentation. Oh, I'm excited for you. Either you're a long-time speaker or brand new, whatever you're at. That's what we're talking about today. 10 unique strategies for you to make a presentation that much better. I'm Jason Hewlett. I'm a Hall of Fame speaker. I'm excited for you because whether, like I say, you're a seasoned pro or you're just starting out, we've got some cool tips for you and it's going to help with your next presentation. So let's dive right in. Number one, I'd recommend that you know your audience inside and out. Yeah, it doesn't mean you need to meet everybody out there, but it is important to know why you were brought in to speak. And so if you want to improve a presentation fast or create a great presentation, you need to have a phone call with the client prior. Ask what the audience needs are. What are the client's reasons for bringing you in? And then find out what the audience is looking for specifically. When you find out some of these very simple questions, and actually you're on the cusp of being maybe in the top 5% of anyone who gets to speak, because most speakers don't take the time to even do a phone call. That's true. They just show up, deliver their speech, and whatever they created, they created. Don't be that speaker. Be somebody who shows up and cares about the audience, knows what they're going through, has some idea of some of the challenges that they're experiencing every day and how you, the one and only you, can help them. That'll make your presentation that much better. Number two, craft compelling stories. Making a presentation is not just about standing and talking and talking and talking. A lot of people unfortunately do that and nobody wants to hear that. Storytelling is where it's at. I recently heard a speaker who stood up on a stage and he was supposed to give about a 3-minute speech. He went on for 20 minutes. People were losing their minds. This is a problem. So give me a great story that I can lean into, something that I can emotionally connect with. All of us have stories, and so creating compelling stories, that's a great way to start with a presentation. If you're sitting there thinking, I don't even know what I'm going to share, well, come up with a good story and then figure out the points of the story. Have you ever gone to a movie and you've watched it with your kids, and when you're done with the movie, you think to yourself, I need to ask them what the lesson or the moral of the story was. Well, that's the same way as creating a great speech. Think to yourself, okay, I've got a good story. What is the point of it? How can it help my audience? And then we go back to number one, right? Know your audience. What do they need? What should they hear? Create the story based around that. What is the point of the story for the audience to hear it? And then you'll be creating great stories. Number three is to start with a bang. Yeah. You want to start in a way that people want to listen for the rest of the time. A lot of speakers get up on that stage and they just go, hey, I'd like to thank this person and that person and the janitor and all the people in my life and my mom and the people that have helped me throughout the years. Okay, thank you for all of the congratulations and thanks. But unless you're winning an award, you need to just stand up on stage and start with a bang. That could be going right into a story. That could be maybe sharing a cool quote or something funny that you heard, or even an experience that you had on the way to the event. These types of things are great ways to come up with presentations, knowing that you have a really great opener. Start off with a bang and they'll be with you the rest of the time. Number four, I'd recommend that you utilize visual aids wisely. And what does that mean? Have you ever seen a speaker who had slides and you couldn't read them, or they were ugly? Nobody wants to see ugly slides, so I'd recommend that you use your visual aids wisely. That means invest some money, or at least take the time on Canva and figure out how to make a nice slide or an image. Images really make a big difference as a speaker. So as you're creating a presentation, think about visually, can I tell this story in a way that the audience will get it? So it's one thing to tell a story, it's another thing to show the story. And so when we tell the story, we practice what we just talked about with storytelling. Now, imagine having a scene behind you or on the slides that reinforces through imagery. Now that connects different parts of the brain and the heart for the person listening. Using visual aids wisely is so essential. And when you start to do this, this will actually help you raise your fee. Why? Because people see that you're serious about what you're talking about. You've invested money and time and great design, and it actually will help you promote yourself as well. Number five, incorporate audience interaction. I don't want to scare you on this one, because if you're creating a presentation for the first time, you might think to yourself, well, I'm just going to give this speech and that's scary enough. That's okay, but I want you to think about how you can engage with the audience. This actually is the best and quickest way to disarm any kind of fear or nerves that you have with the audience, and it'll actually set them at ease as well. So whether that's asking them a question or having them engaged in some way, I've even seen some speakers stand on stage, be introduced, start off with a bang, and then they walk down into the audience and they start asking questions. Oh, that's an interesting way to do a speech. Now, there are some situations where it's such a large venue you can't do that. But in a lot of settings, it'd be really cool to come off the stage and start to ask questions and engage with the audience. Other speakers I know don't do that, but they instead bring people on stage with them. They'll say, "Excuse me, sir, can you come up here and help me with this?" And people are like, "Who, me?" And everyone's laughing and shove them up. It depends on your style of engagement and interaction with the people. And one of the things I like to do is start with a question. Because I'm talking a lot about promises that are kept or broken by performers on stage and by performers in every area of life, I like to start with the question, have you ever been to a concert where the artist didn't play the song you came to hear? And everyone's like, and you can hear it audible. And then all of a sudden I say, so is there anybody out there that's willing to share with me the concert you're talking about? And people go, Britney Spears didn't sing that one song about hit me baby one more time. And everybody starts laughing like it's the perfect way to break an audience of wondering if they should be with you, because now they're like, wow, Frank in accounting who's 60 likes Britney Spears. Now everybody's laughing. So there's cool ways to interact with an audience just by asking a question. Number 6, embrace authenticity. You want to make a great presentation? Embrace what makes you uniquely who you are. When you're authentic, that's sharing stories about your life, things that make you not perfect. The audience will love you for it. Asking questions and doing all that we've talked about now, as you embrace your authenticity, this is going to be very special for everybody watching. I like to encourage people to be themselves. And unfortunately, a lot of speakers see another speaker and they think, oh, I got to mimic that. And I'm, even some people even like steal material. You don't want to do that at all, ever. I've even made other videos about being ethical as a speaker, but I want you to think about your authenticity. If you do like to tell stories, then tell stories. If you are funny, then be funny. If you like to dance, then you should dance. I mean, if you have something that makes you uniquely who you are, it's your signature moves. Do you know what they are? As you discover them and share them with the audience, they'll appreciate and love you even more because you're authentic. Number 7, I'd recommend you master the art of timing. Yeah, have you thought about time? Well, when you're asked to speak, if you don't stay in time, you're actually going to be the enemy of the event planner and everyone else. Did you know that when you go over as a speaker and you speak too long, there are people that are sponsors that are usually waiting for the trade show space to open. And I've also been a sponsor and a speaker as well. So I'm very cognizant of the time. And so I'm pacing myself throughout the speech and I'm thinking, okay, maybe that one part went too long, so that means I have to cut this other part down. I have to squeeze it. It's almost like an accordion. And so my speech is expandable or contracting, and depending upon how much time I have or what's happening in terms of when I should end. There have been times when I was supposed to speak for an hour and they gave me 20 minutes right as I was being introduced. They'll say, please welcome our speaker. We only have time for 20 minutes versus the hour he's supposed to do, Jason Hewlett. And I'm like, thanks for the heads up. Right? And so you have to switch things up real fast. Timing is important. Timing not only in keeping time, but ending on time especially is essential. The other thing is, think about your own timing within your stories. Is a story too long? Is a point taking too long to get to? When you master the art of timing, yes, people are going to listen to you all the better and your presentation will be so much greater. Number 8, use humor strategically. Oh, I love using humor. Even in this video, I hope that you've laughed a little bit so far. I try to make people laugh in every presentation that I make every single time, and not through the whole time, but I use it strategically. You see, if they thought they were bringing in somebody who's just going to make them laugh the whole time, I would never make the fees and get the presentations that I get, because they would think, well, he's just going to make us laugh. Well, there's a time and a place for just laughs. And then there's a time and a place for humor strategically throughout a presentation. I think it's important, if you consider yourself somebody who's funny and is capable of making people laugh, that you are actually putting it in at the right places in the right time. And so when are those? Well, it could be after a really strong statement or a really powerful story that gets them crying perhaps. Then you can relieve the pressure through making them smile or laugh. That's a really important piece. Unfortunately, a lot of speakers just go deep, deep, deep into the drama or the numbers or the hard stuff, and they never give the audience a chance to breathe. Audience wants to breathe. Audience want to laugh. Give them that opportunity. They'll love you. Number 9 is to end with impact. And really the last thing that you say is the last thing they'll remember. And so land with a line that they go, oh wow, it's called landing the plane, right? After they've been on this wonderful flight with you, now you can land the plane and give them something to walk away with. That's a place for a standing ovation. That's a place where you're going to get people coming up to you afterwards and saying, we want you to come speak at our event. And so practice your close. Make sure that they realize that you are finished. Whether it's like, here's my ending piece and then thank you. You can choose. I've made other videos about how to end a great presentation. You can look that up on this channel. But having a way or a phrase or a song or something that says, this is the end, this is what I want you to remember. One of my closing lines is, always keep the promise. And then they go, oh yeah, and they give me a standing ovation. That's where you want to be. Number 10, I would say seek feedback and continuously improve. It may seem like you are the best already, and that's awesome, but I'd recommend you record yourself, watch it back, make sure that things are going as well as you think they are. Then also hire a coach. Maybe get a mastermind put together. Find somebody who can help you to improve the speech and become even better. Even the greatest speakers in the world hire a coach and find somebody that can help them to improve in every single presentation they give. One of the things I love about a great coach is they can clarify for you what you can't identify for yourself. They can see your blind spots that you have no idea are there. And so one of the best ways that I like to teach this is if you want to go and grab something as we wrap this video, I want to give you something that's going to change your whole life and all of your presentations from now on. I want you to go to jasonhewlett.com/ICM. At the ICM process is going to change your world because you're going to see how you identify what makes you unique, clarify with others what they see in you, and then you can magnify that in all of your presentations. If you'll take the time to do the ICM process, it's going to change the way you give every presentation. I'm excited to have shared all these tips with you. I hope any of these 10 are helpful, and go check out jasonhewlett.com/ICM. Thanks for joining me.